I'm going to pass to 4. So I'm selecting the pairs that I think they have potential. So I have the dashboard.
Ernst diet.
Yes, right. So we have goal, meeting criteria. This is silver, but I don't trade it so much. Pound dollar, pound Swiss, pound New Zealand, pound yen, pound CAD. So already I have the pound in here. The only pound that is not meeting criteria is pound Aussie. So I'm going to set a goal that is doing some good move instead of pound Aussie. Okay. So I'm starting to record. Okay, perfect. And now we focus on those. So I'm going to set some alerts.
I want to ask Rajiv how interprets the balls with the first analysis that he makes, what he is going to trade.
Okay, okay.
I don't know if this is clear for you.
Yes, for me it's a little clear. There's two way to select.
I say that my question is that if you see from your analysis that you are going to search for the high of the session to go short, and you see at the 5 minute three ball
The five
in
minute
your
three.
way to go
Okay.
short.
Well, you know, the boards they are more like fractals breaking. Okay, in that time frame, and always when you break a fractal, you have a fake breakout and a little pullback before and tested the area that was breaking before he goes. So for me, the three boards in the 5 minutes, it doesn't mean much. Um, I think you start to be very careful with the three board to get out from a trade in the 15 minute. And the 5 minute is more like to make some levels. Let me see if I explain myself. So the first, I think part of your question was the selecting with the 4 hour. So in at this moment, I'm not selecting the the pairs with the 4 hour chart and the H10. I'm selecting the second choice that he gave us, that is the match color of the 10 hour, okay, and the 3 hour, okay. That's for session trading. And then if I go with a big analysis, so I'm going to the 4 hour. Okay, this is Santiago template, and he's going to say that the goal has a two-ball retracement at this point, and he has a blue H10. So he's going to look for long until he get a second uh, ball retracement. So that's for gold. So pound cat, we go to the 4 hour, and we see that we have a three ball here, and we have a H10 red. So we are going for short in this pair in the long run, and that's for selecting some pairs. Now, if you go to the 5 minutes and see those ball forming, let's go to the ball that I think has a good move this morning. Okay, so you see this three retracement ball maybe was here, before stay here. So I made, let me see, I have another template that I'm testing that is with fractals because I have a lot of problem watching where to set my stop loss. So you
Uh,
see,
you can for this when I have the same problem, I'm using the Bill Williams
yes,
theory.
fractals.
Theory
Yes, right.
because the best point to enter is uh, the fractal below the alligator mouth or
Exactly,
above.
exactly. So at that point, I don't know where this first ball retracement was. Maybe was here, but you see, you have a break. It was a fake breakout, and then he come back. He come back to the round number, and then we are trading off. So you have in this round number that is 100, 70, 90, you have that retracement board. So you can trade anything in this area going short with a stop loss here. Let's say that you miss it. So you miss this entry here. So you want to enter here and you only use the 3 hour to the top, using the H10, but let's say you miss it and you enter somewhere here. So my thinking is that the 15 pips stop loss is too far away, but now that I have the fractal from Williams, I know that I have a level here because the several fractals that I have. So maybe if I enter late here, I can set a little early or a little closer my stop loss at this area because I have all those fractals at that point. I don't know
Yes,
if
I'm
I,
using this too.
okay, good. So I'm going to only change this to this. Uh, okay, perfect. Okay. So yeah, so I was looking this pair. So and also this system is perfect to um, trade off levels, right? Because we are maybe not be in front of the computer when you are in the high of the session or the high low of the session or the high of the day or low of the day, but always you can look some levels. I have this template. I'm not going to show you during the session, but I have this Len bring it to the table that is pivot point. Okay, pivot point, they are very important. Okay, to see where we are trading. If we are trading above the pivot point, the main pivot point, or if we are above the pivot point. So at this point, you see how gold he's starting to go long. Everything seems to go long, but you have level here. You have pivot point. And now with the two boards retracement, you see how the price action reject the pivot point and start going for short. So once you have these two boards retracement form, so and you see that was off a level and that was also the high of the day. So you can start looking for short all the session. Okay, so that's also a good indicator, and you see also here how this one board retracement is rejecting the round number that is this 1790. So that's also a good indication that from here he stopped doing his retracement to go short, and you can get some short. So you have many things that I think it doesn't interfere with the system. The system, the timing it is what it has really accurate. So you have entry in this goal right here with a a stop loss of 4 or 5 pips, let's say 5 pips for a first target of 22. So we are talking about 1 to 4 win ratio here. And then if you stay a little longer, you are almost at 32 pips. 32, yeah, 32 pips. That means that you are 1 to 6 ratio. So that's huge. That's huge. And it's still going. So we have maybe another entry right now, but we have these 3 board and go to the 15-minute board because that is the 15-minute 3 board. So we have a 2 board retracement here. So you don't take any chance to go short at this point because maybe it's going to start to retrace. It's making lower low, right? The blue dot line for me is the high and low of the day, high and low of the day. I have the magenta, that is the high and low of the prior day. So must be here and here. But because also I have the low of the week and the high of the week, so I don't see the yesterday low of the day because it's the same at the same level. So my week low is going to hide the prior low. So at this point, you see gold is taking off. You are trading off. That is also, you see, seems that it could be the low of the high of the day at this point, and here you see that you are trading from the high of the session. But now we are starting the London, no, yes, in European session in 1 minute, and we are going to see now we are going to start looking for the low of the day, and maybe we are going to look for the low of the session to go to the high of the session. So at this point, we have to be careful because maybe the low of the session is starting to establish. And now from here, we are going to have all this move back for a little retracement before he keep going to the downside. Okay, that's maybe we have potential of 25 pips. That is the low of yesterday. That is the low of this week, the lower of this week. So I'm going to change my template again. I don't want to interfere with the analysis and the study of the system. Okay, so now, so those levels for me, they're very helpful pivots, high and low of the day, because I don't understand yet how the 3 boards and the retracement board form, but when I set my levels, they hit perfectly in those areas, and that is something that I know very well how to trade it, to trade off from those levels. So I'm going to not show you this. I'm going to talk with Santiago and Rajit. Maybe they can bring something to the table or explain it to us better because I like when I don't have much indicators in my chart. I like this clean chart to trade, right? It's very comfortable to trade, right? So I need to understand better how those form, and he's going maybe to say, well, when you have these 3 board, look the high, if it's the high and the low of the day. Well, I have to think about it, but I need sometimes visuals, lines or visual to see where I am in the chart, right? Okay, so I'm going to the 5 minute. It's making a have a 3 ball here. Okay, we have a change color in the 1 hour. So maybe we're looking the low of the session. Still looking for the low of the day. And we have H10 going short. And we have 1, 2, 3. H3 is blue. This is red. Today, guys, I have to leave early. I have to drive my wife to downtown. So I think I have to leave in 1 hour and a half, 30 minutes, I think, 30 minutes after the opening of London. Okay, we have this retracement, maybe we have entry here. We have the low of the session that is established. We have an entry here. So, see, okay, we set a stop loss here is 16. 17, change. Have that 3 ball. Okay, to the 4 hour. Have this 3 ball. H10 is blue. Maybe it could be a good one. Bang, up. Color, we have also a change color in 1 hour. Pound New Zealand, but I don't trust Pound New Zealand. MEM and entry in the larger time frame. Yeah. Okay, now I have only those pairs that we are focused here. Let me see any change. Okay, I'm 20 pips now in gold. It's my thinking. I'm going to take my 20 pips. I'll let it go. So I'm going to change my foot to my other template and see where it can go. So I'll go to the 15. So it can go to the set to 100 here. But I'm going to take to maybe go to break even. Oh, I closed it. Sorry. I closed it for, I don't know. It was a good position. Let's see. Ay, Rafa. Ay, I closed it for 20 pips maybe. 11 pips. 7, yeah, 18, 19 pips, I think. Okay, I'm going to be attentive because everything is lining up in gold. Actually, I missed this other entry here. There was a, could be an add-on for another 10. We have pound New Zealand, everything is matching. We have this 3 ball here. And let's see. So you see, we have the long-term bias to go short in pound New Zealand. We have 3 retracement ball here, and we have H10 red. So that's a sign to go short. But if we go to this session and we are making some trades during this session, we need the H3 to become blue. It is not the case. It's not blue at the moment. But so this could be a retracement. We have this retracement ball here to go short. It's kind of sideways. So we see here. So you see, we are like in a sideways market. Pound New Zealand is not doing much. Go to the 4 hour. Yeah. So maybe we are going to have another entry here, and my stop loss this time will be at this point. I'm going to change Pound New Zealand for Euro Aussie, guys. It doesn't move that much. And Euro New Zealand is more like a setting. So in the long way, we have we have a retracement here, a ball, but we have the H10 going long. So this one retracement ball could be repainted and be higher and higher. We go to the 15 minute. They're like more in a range. So if we break that range, could be possibility. So, it's not doing the New Zealand. They're not doing much. Okay, pound dollar. We're maybe establishing the low of the day with when the H3 change color. Already we have the low of the session, but nothing meet at this point. So, okay, core. Ay, Rafa, why? I just close it. I don't know if you took the goal, if you're still in, it's still going. I think we have an entry. I have to remember or ask Santiago about rules for entering. If we take the D2 to enter in the 15 minute, but we have in the 15-minute chart a 30 filter cross. just focusing in those pairs, in 6 pairs. Like this, I have this pound CAD, pound yen, euro New Zealand, pound Swiss, pound dollar, and gold. My strength meter. Pound is the weaker one. Swiss is the strongest. Okay, pound Swiss is giving us a entry now. The 15 minute. It has a 3 ball. So that stopped me to enter it at that point. Maybe it's going to be repainted. I'm going to make lines here to see how that play. Up, up. That was my entry. Here you see we have the 15 minute 3 ball here. So my thinking is that in any moment it can reverse before coming down again. So
Usually you have already a move
yes, here.
When you take the 3 ball.
Right. So in this case, we have a first entry when we have this 2 ball retracement here is an entry in the 15-minute chart, and now you enter here, and now you are looking for get out for 14, 15 pips. We have the 3 ball here retracement, so have to wait. Up.
If you count the moves at the 5-minute histogram, you take 5 from the Elliott wave theory. 1, the black, 2, the red, 3, the black, 4, the red, and now the final 5.
Right. So yes, actually, we should be looking for exit at this point if we get those entry at the, so you're completely right. And now change color, if I change color. Is I know Gold is going to try to test here the 1790. So I missed that trade. But this is not the entry, as you say. This is the fifth wave of the theory. So this is not good entry. Here, well, it's 10 pips. Well, he didn't hit at that point because M10 wasn't ready. Was ready more like here. Yeah. No regret. I regret about this one because I made a mistake with the button. I was doing it from my laptop and I pressed the close all button. With those two trades, I will be 25 and 20, 45 pips. I'm done for the day.
This mistake, they call it fat fingers.
Yes, fat finger. That's right. Yeah. That was very clear. Okay. Well, $1. Okay, I'm not going to miss $1. Template. Everything good. 6 pips stop loss. Okay, I'm buying.
Now I think you should move your stop below the one ball.
Ah, right. Here?
I think that was the practice.
Well, I'm going to break even.
Better, yes.
Thank you, Costa.
Another move of stop loss, I think.
Okay. Wow, I like it. Thank you, Costa.
I'm trying to imitate the Rajiv practice.
Okay, good. And he's working. Good. It took me out, but it was good trading. Okay, good. Makes me almost 150 because I was playing heavy, 32 lot size. I wanted to play 0.25, but I played 2.5%. So that's quite heavy. But that was maybe so big, but when you get 1% with only 5, 6, 7 pips stop loss, you have huge lot size and the risk is still the same, you know?
Yes,
Yeah, that's really changed to everything. I don't know if you have something that
I'm
calculate
going
your.
to buy it.
Yeah, it's very cool. Len, he has another system, or I think he was evaluating to buy another system with was it like a physical calculator, something that you have in your desk, and you have all the button in that. I don't know how call it, but it's like a little machine. It's like and you have all button the buy, the law, the buy, the sell, the stop loss, the take profit, everything. You can set it in those button, and you have only to press button. I don't
Ah,
know. Yeah, quite interesting as a system because you have it in your desktop. It's Bluetooth, so you can have it in your laptop or everything. So it's very comfortable to press so those buttons. And everything is pre-established, so you can move to break even, or you can move your stop loss to the prior candle, as you we did right now. And and I don't know if Elen is listening, if he can drop the website where he
I think it's
yes,
called Magic. I think it's called Magic Key.
magic key. I'm going to look
Yeah,
at.
that's that little keyboard thing, isn't it?
Hi, Mike.
Hi.
Yes, magic key MT4, no, MT4. Yeah, it's that. I don't know if you see my screen. Let me see some image. You see, it's a little keyboard,
uh-huh.
and you have everything already. It's called I think is the price is the same, $100. Uh, but let's see, you see, you have the close full, close half, close custom, market pending switch. Well, you have, I don't know how to use it, but it seems that you have all the functionality that you need for trading. And maybe with this key, I'm not going to make those mistakes.
I would just get them the keys mixed up and be hitting the wrong keys.
Yeah. Okay, Irani Sealand start thinking. Okay, we miss this entry here. Was at the same time that pound dollar, I think. 8 pips. And this was the entry that I set in pounds with, so it goes for maybe 2 pips, and now he's changing direction. Okay, pound dollar.
I have to mute and leave for 30 minutes. I have to drive my children from.
Okay.
I will return hopefully in 30 minutes.
Okay, if I'm not here because I have also to drive my wife. So have a good day, Costa. Thank you for being here.
Same to you. Bye.
Bye. Ay, 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 Discord. As much I missed 20 twice or 40 pips. Okay, it seems that pound dollar made the low of the session and the low of the day, and now he's looking for make the high of the day and the high of the session. On CAD, we have an entry point. You have in the 15-minute chart. No, we don't have an entry in the 15-minute chart. We have a retracement, one retracement ball here. Okay, we have to wait for 1, 2, 3. A pound cat could be a good one to go long. Yeah, the pound pairs that are doing all the same. Pound Swiss is quiet setting, very good also for long. We have the 30 minutes to change color, so we're going to have the 1 hour. So we are making the low of the session. Okay, we have this two ball here. $1 still going up. So we make 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Maybe making a 6.
I
We
took
have-
pound yen long.
Okay, good. We have an entry in the 1 minute here. So that's a good one, yeah. No, 0.25. Yeah, we have this two ball retracement here. So maybe you are going to suffer a little drawdown. The good stop loss could be here at the low of the session for the moment. That is far away. We take it here off the round number. Yeah, the two balls here, the two retracement ball.
Yeah, I took it as an in-session trade. I saw it made a low.
Okay.
Then I saw it, it cross over. And my 3 hour,
You
my
are
1
safe.
hour, and my 30 was
Yeah.
all
Okay, you are safe.
strong.
Yeah,
So I
you are.
took about 7 pips. Got in a
Oh,
little late, but
okay.
I
You
took
are
it as
out
an
already.
in-session.
Good.
Yeah, I got out already.
Okay, perfect. Because this is a good trade. I think that is a very good trade, and you are safe with something here with a swing. So when the H3 change color again to red, so you get out. And
I just think the market is being a little flaky today. We'll have to see if it
Mm.
break out its little channels. So I was thinking about what Rajiv said yesterday. So just kind of
correct.
with it being in a channel like it is, it's going sideways a little bit. So
Yeah,
it may not break out this early.
take your pips and get out. Right. Okay, pound is heading short. So it's heavily heading short pound, Swiss is heading long. So let's see, that's the pound Swiss that I was in. In market would be like 5 pips maximum. And I have to change, but yes, a stop loss right here took me out. So it was here. Okay, we're playing with that round number in goal. I like that bounce with. Okay. Oh, everything is in sync in Pound Swiss.
Yeah, Pound Swiss is a good one.
The entry that I missed was here. Now we have
It's my entry though.
yeah. My only concern is this 3 board in the 15 minutes. For that reason that I made this first entry here. I want to see how it's going to play and then ask Rajiv if we can keep going playing because he's very strong. So everything from the H10 to 5 minutes, everything it was very good. One time here, 2 times here, and now it's only 6 pips. And gold is taking off from 70, 90. And also my concern is this 2 board retracement here. And normally we have a signal there to enter. I'm going to mark it again.
I still haven't got the balls figured out completely.
Yeah, so do I.
Really, I don't understand them enough to fully be comfortable with them.
Yeah. Disappear. I mark it, but it didn't stay. Oh, no way. It doesn't stay my vertical line. Well, it's the 70, 90. another 5 minutes to the open of the market. I'll be back. I'm going to take a cup of coffee. I'm going to mute myself.
Yeah, I don't play the pound Swissy that much. I don't look at that one. That was the better one. That was an easy one to read. Was the pound Swissy. If you look at, you had a 3 ball at the top of the Asian session, and your 3 ball in your Asian session matched your 10 hour, and then everything kind of fell into place. You just had to wait for a lineup. Those are the ones that are easier to read if you can find one where your balls align with the 10 hour, your higher time frame.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
think it's
those are the
just
ones that
it's like a final confirmation, I think, because until it
yeah.
sets in, and then if it runs away, then it breaks that high and that or the low, and that 3 ball changes.
Yeah, just yeah, Swissy, the pound Swissy is a good example. Those are the easier ones to follow. I mean, if you had a 3 ball high on the 15 minute, you had a 2 ball on the 4 hour. Looks like you had you had a fifth on the 15 minute, you had a 2 ball retracement. Yeah, on the higher time frame of 15, you had a 2 ball here. Looks like that 2 ball was like yesterday. Let's look at the line. Yeah, I think that was yesterday. Yeah, you had a high. You had a 3 ball at the London high yesterday, and then you came down again at the Asian high. You had another 3 ball on the 15 minute, and those lined up with the higher time frame. That one at the top of the Asian session. So I guess you just wait for the lineup after when it aligned after that. Excuse me. So basically, you're still in a downtrend from the previous 3 ball from yesterday. The trend didn't change.
Yeah.
Your 10 hour transition was there, so it stayed red the whole time. Your 10 hour, and when you got the ball at the top of the Asian session, that was your confirmation that it was going to continue to go down. So you could either took the fresh cross on your 5 minute or waited when it retraced. It was kind of in like no man's land when it retraced again. It gave you 2 more balls, and then the push down, pull back, and then another push down, pull back. Uh, that one was pretty easier to read. That was the best one. And it is Wednesday, so but yeah, that would have been the if you're having trouble reading the ball, sometimes I do too. If you can find examples that look like the pound Swissy, just kind of like
That's
those are the best ones to trade. Those are a little bit easier. If you
yeah.
can find those where it's like a continuation from the prior day,
Yeah.
those are the best ones. That's what I've noticed too, though. If you can catch a continuation.
London Open, guys and girls.
are spiking up and spiking up, pound spiking down. You see spiking down, gold spiking down. Okay, maybe pound yen can give us that there 1, 2, 3. Okay, it seems that Pound Swiss made his low of the session. I enter here, 6, 7 pips. Okay. Pound yen seems that made the high of the day.
It looks
High.
looks like pound yen kind of falls in that category. The only thing that I kind of hate is the three ball at the bottom on the 15 minute. Because you got a ball at the, it's not like a continuation. If we had a three ball at the top on the 15, that probably would have made it a little easier, but I don't know.
I'm looking the H1 of the pound yen blinking to red. So that could be a little spike um, to establish the high of the session and then going short.
If you look at the low, if you look at the, it's kind of like in a range. If you kind of make your chart smaller, look at your 15 minute. You look at the New York session, and then you look at the,
I have here.
yeah, right in there. See, it's kind of in there. So it's like kind of really don't really want to do nothing until they make a decision to get out of there. Because yesterday you had a three ball, your 10-hour transitioned over yesterday at the top of the New York session,
Here.
and it pushed down, and then it changed over to short. So, but then now you got a three ball at the bottom of your 15 minute here, and that was the thing that's kind of puzzling me because I'm thinking it may want to go back long again, but it's in that range, so that might be a little one you might want to stay away from for a minute till it decides what it's gonna do.
How I'm understanding or I'm using the boards, if I see a board in the 15 minute, it's an indication for me not to shorter or be in the opposite direction of the boards. But it doesn't mean that that board will be painted. And for that, I'm using the 1 hour, and maybe I have to use the 4 hour, but for the moment, I'm comfortable with the 1 hour. And we have
Well,
a 3 board in the 1 hour here.
well, I
And
remember
this,
what Rajiv said. He said that basically he takes balls in the direction of the 10 hours. So
right.
if you're looking at the pound yen, if you see that two ball on the 15 minute at the
Yes.
beginning of the Asian session, that's your trade for that. But then
Right.
all of a sudden now it's basically transitioning from what
Right.
it looks like. You got a three ball at the bottom, you had a push pullback, and now you got a two ball retracement, but it's still in that range.
Yes.
So with that two ball retracement, it looks like with a two ball, you're looking for it to go short, but it looks like your 3 hour and your 1 hour hadn't caught up yet. So, and it's still in that range. So for this one, your trade was during the Asian session, the early Asian when you had that two ball and then everything lined up and it went short. But
Right.
then when that three ball came into play, now you see the market has been kind of like ranging after that three ball. That three ball at the bottom of your 15, the market has been ranging because now you see that the 3 hours wants to go long, the 1 hour wants to go long, and the 10 hours is still short. So yeah, that's why I played it. That's why I didn't get that. I just played a few pips and got out because it did align from the 3 hour, the 1 hour, the 30-minute, and the 15 on my 5-minute chart. So, but it is kind of like ranging. So I told you were gone, but I said the best one
Yeah.
was the pound Swissy.
Okay.
That was a little bit easier to read because you got a ball high on the 15-minute to go short, leading into the no man's land, then into the into the London session. So those were a little bit easier to read. I think the thing that kind of messed this one up was the 3 ball at the bottom of the 15-minute, and it started to range. So I don't know. It's Wednesday. They say Wednesday's turnaround days.
So
Market turnaround. I've heard a couple of people say that on that trade that I've watched online. Say Wednesday the market tends to turn around. So the ones that we normally play, like your pound pairs or your euro pairs, we may have to play like, crazy stuff that normally we don't play on this day. Like Aussie yen. That was I think that one had a nice trade on it earlier. Yep. That was a good one earlier. Aussie yen. But that was during the Asian session, and now it's consolidating now. You got a 2 ball at the bottom of the 15. So it's kind of doesn't really move that much. So yeah, it was a good trade at the top of the Asian session though. Yeah, Raphael, I think you
okay.
you would have had the best trade with the gold. I think this is the day you might want to, when the market is acting like this, that's when you trade gold, I guess.
Right. You still not playing gold or a
No,
little bit?
I don't.
No.
I haven't really paid attention to. Only time I look at gold is when it's hitting like a major
Okay.
turnaround point.
Okay.
Like, if it's topping out on a kind of like when I saw it's topped out on a daily or hitting major dailies on, because it's so crazy and it'll eat you up so quick if you don't know what you're doing.
Right.
So I just wait. That's why I say I just wait for it to hit major points and then I play off of those if I play it. But I'm just still practicing with it because the spreads are so crazy with gold.
Okay.
So yeah, I don't want to mess around with it and it's not going anywhere. To
Okay.
get maybe a few pips if I get in late.
That's one
Well,
of my favorite pairs. That's one that if on an average day you can get 20 to 50 pips pretty much each session.
Yeah. I know you do pretty well with it. I noticed some of the stuff that you posted. And you do
But
pretty
it
well
can
with gold.
chop you up pretty good too.
Yeah,
So.
it can chop you. Well, what I've noticed was when the ones that you guys, I think that one you got that was pretty big, I noticed that it moved off it was a major turnaround point. And the same thing with the one Raphael got when he got 500. It was
Yeah.
it dropped off a major location. So I said that'll probably be the way I'll just play gold if I pay it. I'll just wait for it to hit major zones and
I
just play
pretty much
something else.
That's one of the main pairs that I focus on anymore. I don't trade much of the other pairs that often anymore, and I'm
Oh,
trading more
okay.
indices.
Okay
That's a
then. Okay.
lot of times why I'm not quite as active in this stuff as you guys are, because I'm just trading different things.
I got you. I got you.
But I've been
I mean,
doing,
with
like,
this system,
earlier
with
today I was
this.
in the US 30 a little bit.
Oh, okay. Okay. Good. And you using the filter system with the US 30?
Mm-hmm.
It's worked pretty good.
Yeah.
Okay. I've seen a lot of guys online that have transitioned over to US 30 and US 100 and a couple other people doing stuff called pocket options. I've seen a few videos on those, but yeah, it's so many different ways to trade now. So
Last night I couldn't connect to the Zoom call for some reason, so last night I was actually traded some US oil, which I haven't done in a long time. And it doesn't move a lot, but but it can be profitable to do. But they're different, and the filter system it didn't seem like it was working quite so well for the U.S. oil. I just couldn't get a lot of stuff to agree.
Yeah, I got you. I don't know. I don't know if everything is meant to be scalped. I think some things probably be better if you play the longer term.
Yeah.
Just wait for it to hit major areas and then just see how it reacts off of those. And dang, that pound Swissy was the best one. That was the best one.
I used to trade the peso quite a bit, but the spreads have gotten kind of crazy, and I just haven't done it in a while. Now I'm doing my Forex challenge, and it's on there, but the spreads are really bad, so I'm just not trading the peso right now. But I had some huge trades in the peso in the past.
Oh, really?
I think my best trade ever was on the peso. It took, I forgot how many hours, but I ended up 3 entries, and I was like 700 and something pips. I haven't been quite as active trading this week as I normally am. And I just plain missed the stuff earlier in like the Asian session on the gold move. I just plain wasn't at the computer watching.
Yeah, I think a lot of the moves are probably going to come during the U.S. session.
Yeah.
Which I won't be awake for. I'll be knocked out.
Yeah, I won't make it either. It's easier for me to stay up really late than it is to get up really early. But I'm in mountain time. After about 3 or 4 a.m., I'm pretty much done.
Yeah, I gotcha.
Where are you at, Lynn?
Oh, Houston, Texas.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, look like it wants to break now. Pound yen wants to break now. And it's lining up. There it is. It lined up with the higher time frame.
Okay, I enter in your New Zealand.
Oh wow, I missed it.
Isn't that frustrating?
Yeah, pound yen.
I didn't think it was gonna line that quick. I thought it was gonna be a lot of gag a little bit more. So you see how basically you got the on the 4 hour, you got a 3 ball from yesterday, a 3 ball at the end of the day. It retraced, gave you a 2 ball at the top, and now basically you're aligned with the H10. And I say if you can just wait for it to line up with the 10 hour, and I mean that's the trade there. You got a 3 ball. Boom, that was a nice entry. Everything aligned. 20 pips when it first crossed. So if you can just think that way, just say, hey, I want to make sure my trades line up with the 10 hour. And I think that'll probably help with the patience level. At least it has for me. But
yeah, my patience is much better trying to follow the system.
Yeah, you can line everything up, your trades up with the 10 hour. And that's why when he said, Rajiv said Saturday, that he only takes balls in the direction of the 10 hour. And when everything lines up pretty much, yeah, that was your trade right there. Pound yen, short. Unless it could have been some manipulation. But it took off and everything's aligned. 15-minute, got to change of color on the 5, but you should.
When you were we were talking about pound yen, that we were in that range in New York, and I see this 2 ball. I was more expecting to go short than go long, and because because I'm paying attention to the 3 ball in the 1 hour. Okay, the 15 minutes is more like, okay, I'm not going to take any shot here or any shot here. I'm going to try to wait, but the 1 hour is going to give me during the session the direction where I have to go, and the 15 minutes is not to trade close to that in the direction or against the three ball, but when he has been established, for example.
But if you go to your 4 hour, that 2 ball at the top, that's the
Yeah,
same 3 ball that you have that's on from yesterday.
right,
On your 1 hour, that's a 3 ball.
right,
Yeah, so it's the same ball that's on the 4 hour.
right,
But it's just a 2 ball, but it's a 3 ball on your 1 hour, and
exactly.
it's a 3 ball on your 15 minute. So
Exact-
yeah, so it's the ball from your. Let's just say it's the continuation. But I
uh,
said when it had that ball at the bottom, but it looked like it's breaking it. It's breaking out of that zone now. It looks like it's trying to. It ain't really fully broke out yet because it hadn't broke that
and
two
taking
ball on the
one
15
cat
minute.
short.
It hadn't broke it yet, but it looks like it's setting up to break it.
So I have this 15-minute three ball, and well, I think it's not good. I think it's not good because we have also a three ball here, retracement ball. One. So maybe I'm
Oh
going to.
yeah, yeah. I see that it was tracing now. It hadn't fully broke out that zone yet. It's probably trying to entice you to get in.
Going to try to call is in sync. Oops, a little bit. It's okay. Five. Okay, I'm on goal short. 10 minutes.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning,
Morning,
Reggie.
Rajiv.
How are you?
Sorry to be late, but I overslept.
So you you write at a good time because I have to leave in a few minutes because I have to drive my wife to downtown. So, but I let the Skype open and still register, and then when you want to leave, you leave.
Okay.
So at this point, in gold short, I took those trade gold long,
Uh-huh.
and I close all bottom by mistake, but he goes very well in my direction. We have this entry, but I had the two ball
Right.
showing here, so I didn't enter at this point. So, and then what I did another was the pound dollar loan. Let me to show. this one. Okay, this goal. Also, I have this 3 ball or showing somewhere, and I was moving my stop loss in the 1 minute,
Right.
and it was playing very well. So, and now everything is changing, and I reduced my from 18 to 6 pairs
Ah,
that I'm watching. Okay,
right.
so I'm watching mostly the pound pairs, and pound Swiss, pound yen, pound CAD, pound dollar, and euro New Zealand and gold.
Okay.
Okay. So I entered in this pound CAD. It was a little late. I'm in gold. I'm in that position, so I'm going to move my stop because I have a 3 ball,
Right.
or a retracement ball. So to move it. And this wasn't a good one because I have this 15 3 ball here, so I'm going to close this one. I'm going to close this one. Pound CAD, I'm closing for -2.
I would close it. I would move my stop.
Oh,
Close it.
okay.
I
And I'm
probably would have taken you out at the same spot, but at least you would have given it a chance.
Yeah.
You know, because that yellow ball is a live ball.
right.
It can move lower.
And now, yeah, I mean, here New Zealand long. So now, let's see. I can stop here. And gold took me out. Okay. Almost one negative 1p.
Yeah, you're basically scalping now instead of doing your
Actually, yes,
Right.
yes. So I'm doing scalping.
You're minimizing your risk and extending your gains. Basically, that's what it is. But it's a very active style of trading. You're in and out, in and out, in and out all the time.
Right. Okay, New Zealand seems that it wants to go now.
Euro dropped, huh?
Yeah.
New Zealand dropped. Euro is rising. Euro New Zealand is rising.
Mhm.
Yeah, the market's been up and down all day today. No set trends.
So, Rajib, we have this pound Swiss, and it's because also made me enter in pound cat, but this three ball was right in this entry point, in the vertical and magenta line. So I have a sinking in the 1 minute. So I didn't enter because this three ball was here.
No,
But
that 3 ball is live. So you don't. The last ball is always a live ball, right?
okay,
It can move up and down, up and down. I mean, you take your signals
okay.
and you tighten your stops. That's it. So
Oh, okay.
if you're wrong, it won't cost you that much. If you're right, it'll get you a lot of money.
Right. For example, now we are sinking in 65 minutes. Everything is sinking again, but we have that three ball. When I go to the 1 hour, so you see everything is very much go to the short side, and because we have this ranging here that was
Right.
breaking,
So breakout.
yeah, breakout, and that is what I see. Then he went up to test it and then get down, and I would like to enter, but I didn't. And look how this is.
Don't play the balls. Play the signals.
Okay.
The balls are just there for your reference. That it might be doing it, but it doesn't mean that it's going to do it.
Okay.
Yep, that was the best trade of the night so far.
Yeah.
Pound Swiss.
Right.
Got it. God dog it.
What
Right.
happened?
We're going
I
to
just
get
hate I wasn't looking at it. I don't normally look at Pound Swiss.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't look at that one.
So your pound yen, you should be short and doing well.
yes.
Yeah, I was in it and I got out of it. I got in it long and then it just to play the end session trade, but
Right.
yeah, I should have stayed. I should have turned around. I was waiting because it looked like it was hesitating, like it started to change color on me, and then all of a sudden it took off again. I was waiting for it to break out of that range, but
Yeah, it was waiting for the London Open. And
yeah,
yeah.
damn,
Pound really dropped to the London Open.
yeah. Had I missed it. Yeah, it was in that little range, and I wasn't sure how it was gonna break out, and
Yeah.
it pushed on out of it.
Yeah. I mean, the yen, I think, is the second strongest currency next to the Aussie.
Actually, it's the
Yeah, it
first.
was. Oh yeah, it just took off then because it was kind of going
This is
sideways.
yen.
They broke there. They split apart real nice.
This is pound.
Yeah, it wasn't really doing much, but yeah.
So everything is in sync in pound cat, but
Hmm.
that three ball made me tie my stop and took me out. And the pound yen, we see it before, but we didn't enter it on time. And was the stop loss was too big. And the Euro New Zealand is the one that I am now. And everything is almost doing the move. So
Oh well. Yep, I hit the top of the day. Yeah, I didn't notice that. Yep, hit the top of the. Hey, hit the top of the. Made the top of the session. Lined up with the 10-hour. I don't know. I just thought it was gonna continue to range because it stalled when it hit the bottom of that range.
Right.
Yeah, but I guess it pushed on through.
and Euro New Zealand, I'm trading from the low of the session. So it seems that he has made the low of the daily. So I'm going to let it run like this. And I'm going to mute myself. So guys, have a good day and see you maybe tomorrow.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
If you want to switch, I want to, if you want to share a screen, I can stop showing mine. And let's see.
I'm not trading anything, so if somebody else wants to share.
Okay, I'm going to stop.
I think I'm gonna call it a night, fellas, for me, because it's getting. I got to be at work for 9 in the morning. So,
Okay.
all right. I missed the one I needed to get. That's okay. I'll get something tomorrow.
All right.
All right.
You guys have a
take it
good night.
All
easy.
Thanks.
right. You too.
Uh-huh. Bye-bye.
Renata, you want to share your screen if you're
No,
trading?
no, no, I'm messed today. So no.
Okay. Santiago, are you here?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. I mean, I could share my screen where it's going to be blank. There's nothing to see.
Yeah, it's kind of a slow evening. Or at least for me it is.
I took pound Aussies. It was H3 and H10 was agreeing, but it's an old, so it's late. It's not following your recommendation that this should be fresh.
Right.
This change from H3 and H10.
Can you see my screen, guys?
Yeah.
And for me, it was when I started to look at it, this was set up for a short,
Mm-hmm.
but there was no signal.
Yeah.
This is set up for a short. Maybe to the 1 minute, but no signal.
Mm-hmm.
This is not set up. Change this. This is set up for a short, but no signal. This one is set up for a short, no signal. I mean, I got in right. I mean, I woke up right here. So Swissy, same thing. They're all finishing up their cycles. This is the long, we're starting down, and gold is a mess. It's trying to push up, or it's showing it down. So it's kind of frustrating that there are no trades to take for me. Let's just look at this one. Yeah, sideways market. And so a 2-ball retracement. So this should be going short, but it's going long. So gotta wait for it to line up short. Which means we have to go to the high of the session and come down. There's this one. Oh, Aussie has just been miserable. Keeps pushing down. So a 3-ball here, a 3-ball here, and 3-ball here. Now it's pushed down twice. Way beyond its ADR, average daily range, the 3 times average daily range. So this is going to turn around at some point. It's going to form a bottom. I guess it's not ready yet. That's that. Euro yen was the other one. It's another miserable one. It's finishing up, trying to set up to go long, but this is not ready. So this may push down a little lower. So let's see on the 15. Yeah, this may come down a little lower. Setting up for a short. Didn't give a signal. I mean, a lot of them are like that. They're not giving good signals. Euro New Zealand. Let's see what this is all about. 4 hour. Trying to do a one ball retrace. H10 is not ready. Huh? It's not showing the one ball. All right, so that one ball on the 4 hour is not set. So the 15-minute is not reflecting the one ball. We don't know what's going on. This is sideways market anyway. Yeah. Channel for the false breakout. What else? Pound Swiss was a trade of the day. Let's take a look at that. 2 ball. 5 minute. Ball was set yesterday at the end of the European session when we were yakking rather than trading. Let's see if it gave a signal at that point. Oh, there's a signal here somewhere. Didn't give a clean signal. Yeah, sideways market over here. It broke that range. There's the signal right there. Outside of the European trading hours or London close. So when you came in today, I don't know when you guys sign in, but start looking for a short here. And here's the signal. So if you're awake during this time, this is your signal. 8 pip stop loss, 25. So it's a 1, 2, 3 trade. That's a miserable trade over here. Probably cause you to get in and out. One minute. 1 minute was a really tight stop loss. But look at the way it moved before it dropped the London Open. So the entire market has been that way today. There is US news at 8:30, and that's probably what it's all waiting for because that's the only news of the day. Did you guys do that analysis this morning for the pairs? Anybody?
I wasn't there this morning.
Okay.
Trevor was making analysis, but I don't think he had Pound Swiss to start with, and
Well, I mean,
didn't.
he had 8 pairs up, so you should have had
Yeah.
analyzed all 8 pairs to see which one was the best one.
Yeah.
Like this one is, even though it's a 1 ball, it's going long, right? So you probably have entered. I mean, this is your aging session right here. And you go down to the 15, and you see a 3 ball, 4 hour 3 ball. That's the start. H3 and H10 don't get into sync till here. I just kept getting you 1 ball, 2 ball, 1 ball, 2 ball. There was no setup. This is a Euro GBP. So when you're analyzing this, you're saying, okay, the beginning of the Asian session, this was probably a red. and you don't have a sink, and you can see beginning of the Union session. This is the range, price range you're playing in right here. So till it breaks out of here or over here, there's no trade. Then did a false breakout with a 2-ball. Came back in. Give you a 2-ball again. And you say, okay, is this my entry? At this 2-ball, you're going down to the 1 minute. Okay. Didn't give you a clean entry either. But you guys didn't do that analysis, right? That's what you're telling me. It's worth it to do that analysis. I mean, even with gold, 4 hour. With 2-ball down here with the red. I'm not saying that you're looking at it over here. I'm just saying that's what I see, right? So drop it to the 15. Give you a 2-ball. US session. You come in over here and say, okay, what's going on? H10 and H3 are not in sync. Get a 2-ball retracement start. Say the H3 is in sync over here. Drop it to the 5. There's no trade really.
What about beginning of the London? It's at the bottom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You look at the 4. You have a 2-ball here with the blue. It's not a trade.
Okay.
Unless you're trying to trade against 4-hour setup. If you're trading against a 4-hour setup, you're not going to be trading that. Let's see, on the 1 hour. 1 hour you have a 3-ball and a 1-ball retracement, so you could have a possibility of going short, but there's no way you're going long on this. So it didn't set up anyway, so why would you even be looking at this pair to do anything? Right? There's nothing here that tells you that's in sync. You're talking about here.
Yeah.
Where did it turn blue? It probably turned blue somewhere in here.
Yeah.
And if it turned blue over here, you're too far from the ball. 40 pip stop loss. You're not taking.
No.
Pound yen really took off to the south side. Jesus. Should have been looking for shorts. 15 minute. Yeah, so you come in here, start looking for shorts. Another 1 minute. Where'd that line go? Oh, there it is. Down to the 1 minute. Okay, I'm looking for shorts. This one didn't sync up till here. But you're too far from the ball, so I'm waiting for a ball to give me a short, the 2-ball retracement all the way up here. And here's the first possible entry.
And it's a good one on the top of the high of the session.
This one, 40 pips with a 11 pips, so it's a 1 to 4.
Yeah.
But you see what I'm doing, right? I'm not, just because it's set up somewhere in the middle over here.
Mm.
Let's say over here. I'm not taking that trade because it's being jerky around here.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So where do I put my stop loss? If I put it over here, I have a good possibility of it getting taken out because of all this motion. Do I put it up here?
It's too long, too far away.
If I put it up there, still tolerable, it's 12 pips. My entry is down here. This is a decision you have to make individually what your risk tolerance is. There's your entry. Look at the miserable movement, right? So you're sitting through all this. How patient are you to sit through all this? In the meantime, you've gotten the low of the session. You're getting out over here, right?
Mm. Okay.
And that's it's still 6 pips. Then high of the session. You're looking for an entry, which happens over here, right? Let's say your stop loss is over here. And you got your 2-ball. So you move your stop loss like this, you get taken out. 13 pips, or you could have probably the 2-ball was over here and you got taken out over here. Another 9 pips, so that's 15 pips. Now you're waiting for another short. You're waiting for this 2-ball retracement to finish. Finishes over here. Here's your entry. Somebody's phone going off. And you're still in the trade, right? You're moving your stop losses. Here, here. Right now your stop loss is over here. So you locked in 30 some pips. So you got 15 plus 30, 33, 48 pips in the money. Depending on your lot size, you're probably done for the day.
Yeah.
And with this long bar, you're probably moving it down over here. And so, okay, I'm locking in 43 pips plus 15, 58 pips. This was a good one to trade today.
Mm-hmm.
Yesterday. Any questions? Who's here? Costas is here. Mike's here.
Mm.
And you and me.
Mm.
I just came back. I was going to school for my children.
That's not an excuse, buddy. You make more money here than in school.
That's correct.
Just joking. Just joking.
I realized that you just realized that the one ball
Which pair? Which pair?
Whatever pair.
Okay.
You want the move to become to a stop with the same number of the ball. If the move starts with one ball,
you guys are paying too much attention to the balls, okay, on the lower time frames. And this is a live ball. Do you think it's going to remain here, or can have a possibility of moving up? Right now, it is going against the trend, and this is a bad example. But let's say this one here, even this is a bad example. But this is a live ball. It can move up and down. So why are you putting your emphasis over here? If you've taken the trade down here and you have this ball, you can lock in your profits, okay? But if the ball comes right away, you're just going to move your stop loss to be at break even, to make sure that you don't get a loss on the trade, right?
Okay.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
You're not going to treat that ball as your exit, okay? This just means that there's a possibility of a retrace. Tighten your stops so that you protect your account. That's all it means. Make sense?
Yes.
Did I answer your question?
I'm still confused about the balls.
Take the balls off. Okay. Don't worry about the balls. Let's go ahead and create a new chart. Let's take a pair that we are not looking at. Let's say the Euro Swiss. Okay, and I'm going to go and delete all the balls except the first one, but as I do need the 4 hour, right? So delete, 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 delete. And then I go in here and just say, give it to me on the 4 hour. Okay, no more balls. Forget the freaking bouncing balls. Go to the H4. What do you see on the H4? Not the current one, but this one here.
2 ball.
When you came in on the Asian session, you're looking at a 2 ball with the blue.
Okay.
Are you getting into a trade or any kind of indication, right? You're not. You're looking at a 3 ball here, right? And let's say this 3 ball was over here. Okay. And
Okay.
this 3 ball had not moved. So you got a 3 ball retracement done. You're seeing a 2 ball. You're expecting a 2 ball retracement, but your H10 is not set.
Okay. Right.
So this is your first step. But I mean, you can drop it to the 15 right away because you're expecting the H10 to turn red at some point because of the 2 ball retracement. Let's go to the 15. Any balls here? No.
No. Right.
No more confusion. Here's your H10 turning. And it probably turned in the US session sometime, right?
Right.
You're coming in today. And you got the H10 as red. Here's your H3 turning red. So it's in the Euro session that you're looking for a trade. Somewhere in, let's say, this is the 15 minutes, so you go down to the 1 minute. Your candles on the 15-minute turning red gives you a clue that the momentum is to the downside. Okay, right from here, all
Okay.
through here.
Okay.
So you're looking for short trades only or a short setup. So you go down to the M1 and you say, okay, where's my setup? H10, H3, setup is somewhere here, right?
Right.
Right. Somewhere in here is a setup. My setup is over here, but you just say this is a trade. What are you going to do? Your MACD is already pointing down, right? You have red bars. You have a setup over here. How are you going to trade this?
First, I'm going to count the stop loss.
Okay. Stop loss is here. 4 pips.
Okay. I will take this trade.
Okay. Where do you set your profit at?
I'm expecting 12
12 pips, right?
Profit. And I'm waiting the 3 from above histograms to change color. The 5, the 50, and the 30.
Okay, I mean, you're basically changing, looking for the 30 to change color, right?
Okay.
Which would be here. But are you going to give all this up, is what I'm trying to say. So your 12 pips is over here. Stand. Here's your 12 pips, okay?
Yes.
But in the meantime, it took you out, right?
Right.
You never achieved your goal. The thing is, as it's moving down, right? Like here, 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 you're moving your stop loss. Right? I mean, you guaranteed yourself a non-losing trade. This is a 2-pip trade at this point, right? Because of this stop loss here. And then went straight down, right?
Right.
And then it spiked against you. Look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4 highs taken up. Are you still going to be in the trade?
No.
Okay, so you're out over here. And you made 8 pips. So you did a 2-to-1. Are you sad about that?
No.
All right. So now you're waiting for the next one. There's no setup to go short.
Correct. There is no setup.
Nothing. You made your 8 pips on this pair, right? No stress. Correct?
Correct.
That's basically what you're looking at when you're trading. Okay. You don't need the balls. You're a technical trader at this point. It's just telling you where your entry is. The exit is your technical exit. You don't lose sight of that, right? I mean, let's draw a trend line here. The latest exit is over here, right? When you cross the trend line. Right here. That's your last exit. And you would have still made 6 pips out of this. Because you made 8 pips over here, so this is 2 pips. So you still made 6 pips. Am I using any balls?
No.
Why are we getting hung up on balls?
Because
Balls are just an indication as to where the currency is going. That's it. There's no set method for what the balls are doing, right? And all you need is in the 4-hour to give you a direction.
I think the reason is because the balls is the black box of the aircraft.
The black box of data. Okay, I'm not sure what that means.
Mike understands. Because we don't understand how they appear. I think is the reason. But now
it's okay. Let me put an indicator on here.
Now you make it clear.
Okay, there's the indicator, and I'll just put a 34. I don't know what these are, but let's just say. And where's the 4-hour? See?
Yes.
That's where your balls are.
I see.
And this thing is going to keep moving up and down, right? If I put another zigzag line and make it 13, change the colors, change it to a, let's say, green line. Here's your 2 balls. Now you see what the numbers mean?
Yes, I see now.
5, 13, and 34. That's what it is. It's just a zigzag line.
Now I can digest the idea of the balls.
Yeah, I mean, you don't, like I said, you don't need any of these indicators. But you wanted to understand how it's coming. It's really a technical turning point at different intervals. That's all it is. Got it? No
Yes.
more black box.
Now it is clear. Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, if you really want to do it, let's say on the 1 minute, and I put a zigzag line on the 1 minute, and put the 34, the yellow line to give you a yellow ball. There's the 3 balls. Okay. Now, if I'm not doing any other analysis, I have a 3 ball at the top. I have a red bar. I'm looking for an entry. These are probably not set as red, right? This is starting here, but probably will take a little bit of time, right?
Right.
Let's say this is the entry. This is the same entry we would have gotten. And you got a 3 ball up here. And your 3 ball here is moving, right? This zigzag line is going to move. The same as your ball, okay?
Okay.
So what are you going to do? You take your entry over here. What are you going to do? You're going to keep moving. You'll stop, right?
Right.
That's how you would have traded before you had the balls.
Correct.
It's the same thing. Why are you worried about the freaking balls? You don't care.
Okay. Now I understand.
And everybody's stuck on those freaking balls. I mean, give me a break. You don't need them. Sorry, I'm getting a little frustrated with that. I like to keep my charts clean. I don't have fibs. I don't have trend lines. I don't have anything on my chart. All I'm relying is on over here. And that too just for entry. After that, it's just my technical trade. I can take this trade on the 15-minute. Here's my setup. Here's my entry, right? And just stay with it. The MACD is not ready for me. So I said, okay, I don't want it on the 15. See on the 5 if it's ready. 5 is ready. Take my entry and stick with it for long term. I don't have an H1, but yeah, just stay with it. I got my H10 is all red. That's the long term play. Now, if I put my zigzag, it's going to be like this. If you want a visual, you can put your zigzag line. You don't need the balls. That's what Len uses. You notice I'm not changing any parameters except the depth value. There you go. Here's my entry. This thing starts to move up. Here's my exit. It's 16 pips. The Euro Swiss doesn't move that much. Let's put it on the pound yen. Walk me through. Where is my first possible short? Where do I look to see if I want to go short?
On the top of the zigzag, on top of the New York.
No, this is the first.
Sure.
Right?
Okay. Yeah.
Thing turned right over here.
Mm-hmm.
And
Okay.
then I see the H10 is not ready.
Mm.
Right? Then I come over here. Is this a static
red.
high?
No.
Can
No.
price go higher than this? Obviously, the price can go higher than this.
Mm.
Yes.
You know, the H10 is still pointing up. I'm expecting a sideways motion because the H3 is pointing down, the H10 is pointing up, right? This is my channel that's being developed here. And that's because the H3 started to turn down over here. H10 is going up. Didn't get into sync till here, right? This is my channel right here, as you can see. What is the price doing in between these two?
Up and down.
Which is the reason why we don't trade when the H10 and H3 don't match.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
Okay.
Once this gets to match, right? Now you're outside the trading hours. You have to wait till the next day, right? So you come in the next day, here's your first chance to go short. Are they in sync?
Yes.
Are you getting an entry?
Yeah.
You're good.
Yeah.
Here's your entry. I'm assuming you're trading the agent session, okay? So here's your entry, here's the stop. 12 pip stop. 36 pip target is right here. Did you have any sweat in this trade?
No.
It was going up and a little.
Doesn't matter.
But
I
it
mean,
didn't pass the.
it doesn't
the
matter.
entry.
I mean,
No.
what I'm saying is, here's your entry.
Mm.
You got hit once, right? So here's an add-on. Here's an add-on. First one's not an add-on. That's an add-on. And that's an add-on, right? This one's not an add-on because it's still blue.
Mm.
Okay, so you want it to hit back so you can get an add-on. You got two add-ons because it hit your entry price. But it threatened your stop loss.
No. No.
Would you have moved your stop loss down? Probably over here, right?
Yeah.
Did it threaten that stop loss?
No.
Okay, and this stop loss was moved because this broke structure over here, right? Has this structure been broken?
No.
When this structure breaks, the stop loss is still the same because this is a high, right?
Right.
Now, is there any? I mean, you're only risking 12 pips total for the three trades. I'm assuming you got in at the same point, but yeah, obviously you didn't get in at the same point. But from this one trade, you got your 36 pips, right?
Right.
From this trade, you got 26 pips. From this trade, you got 10 pips. So you got 72 pips. And hit over here. So in 25, 15-minute bar, so 4 hours. Right? That's 4 hours or 6 hours.
Mm.
This is the point I'm trying to make, is you guys are paying too much emphasis on stuff that does not matter. What we're showing you on the chart is actually what matters. Okay? You want your zigzag line up there? Fine. Do it. Do I need the zigzag line? No. If I take this off, got a bug in it. Let's go on the 4 hour for now. Does it add does the zigzag line add anything to what I just did?
No.
So why are we getting stuck in that nitty gritty? Look at your plain old chart. Yesterday, when you came in, you look at the 4 hour. 4 hour Monday, right? So Monday you're looking at this and saying, okay, the H10 has turned blue. You have a 3 ball. You see your zigzag line is not drawn yet because this is not it's a live ball. It's not a finished ball. See that?
Yes.
So you can't rely on this holding. Okay, that's why it's not there. It's not certain that this is finished. It's moved out. Just a thought, you know. Anyway, you're looking for a long at this point, correct? I'm just going to walk you through this now.
Okay, thank you.
Yes or no?
You go long, yeah.
Yes.
Blue H10.
Why do you go long here?
Yes, H10 change color to blue. And
Yeah,
we have
H10 is blue. H10, let's say, you know, you finished for the bar, so it's start on this bar. You're looking for a long, right? You have a 3 ball here, and you're looking for a long because this finished blue, right?
Okay.
You go down to the 15. No other indicator for you except for your oscillators and your charts, right? You're in sync here, right? Where's your entry? That's your entry, right?
Right.
What's the stop loss on this? Are you taking that trade? 30 pip stop loss.
No.
nope.
Okay, so no trade there. When does it set up next? Somewhere in here. 30 pip stop loss. Are you taking that trade?
No.
No.
All right. So you passed on 2 trades. Here's a third one. Let me get this expired so I get the actual close. Okay. 20 pip stop loss. Are we taking that trade?
No.
You guys keep saying no. These are all setups. Here's another trade. 22
No.
pips. Okay. Are you guys going to take a trade at all?
We
Here's a
take-
trade setup. Here we go. 4 pip stop loss. See the benefit of waiting? Are you going for 16 pips?
Yeah.
Here's the 16 pips right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bars. Hour and some minutes, you got to raise 16 pips. All right, so you're now out of this trade. Where is your next setup? There's the next setup, right?
Yes.
There's your stop loss. 13 pips. Yeah, that's just within the boundary, right? 10 to 15 pips. You want to go for 40 pips. There's your 40 pips. All right, so you got out over here. Next setup. Not happening this day. And then you're over here, right? And your H3 has turned red. So what do?
Go to.
You're out of sync, right?
Yeah.
At this point.
Can we go to 5? Do on
Go to
15.
the 4 hour. Take a look.
Yeah.
Ah, 2 ball. To the red. You're going short. All right, where's my red short setup? This is after hours. I'm not doing that. Here's my short, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
H3 probably wasn't ready at that point. So here's my short, right? Here's my exit. And my stop. 10 pips, going for 30. Didn't get it, got stopped out, right? So I lost 10 pips. Here's my next setup. Not taking the trade, so I'm down 10 pips. Have I preserved my account, but not letting the trade run against me? Or am I regretting the fact that I got out for 10 pips and then it went my way? This is London Open.
What about going to 1 minute? Could
Huh?
it, if you go to 1 minute?
I'm just illustrating.
Yep.
Right. So it's not. I mean, obviously, on the 1 minute, you get a finer entry, and therefore you can get 5 or 6. We already went through that, right?
Mm.
So if you look at the 1 minute,
Just the last one, the London Open.
not the London. Okay, London Open. Right. There's my vertical line. So it's there. So on the London Open, here's the setup, right there.
Mm.
You got back in. Well, 13 pips stop loss. 40 pips, right there.
Mm. 1, 2, 3.
Okay.
Yep.
I'm not advocating anything complicated in the system. It's actually a very simple system if
Mhm.
you don't cloud your mind with a bunch of stuff that does not matter. The only thing you're looking on the H4, and you can put your zigzag there, is the ball and the H10. And where is the yellow ball? Where is this ball? And what are you expecting? You're looking for a price trend, right? Like you have a 3 ball here with the blue. Here's a long entry. And you can stay with it till, if you trade the 4 hour for 750 pips. Or you can go from here to here, long, here to here, short, here to here, long, here to here, short, here to here, long, here to here, short, here to here, long. And you probably make more than 740 pips doing that. Is that clear?
Yes.
Mm. Yeah.
I mean, if I do this, right,
Mm-hmm.
and let me just put the zigzag on the 15. You'll see that's the top of the peak on the 15. That's what I was showing yesterday. Right? If I go to the 15 on this one, I hope I have enough data. Okay. You see that?
Mm-hmm.
What happened here? I went to the 4 hour blue ball and I got a turnaround point.
Mm-hmm.
What am I doing at this point? What am I looking for?
Sync.
I'm looking for shorts.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Now, this is probably not set at that point, right? This is no trend anyway. We look at it. If I had the balls up, you would see the channel. The H3 going in and out is telling you that's in the channel also. So you got to be patient with this. Here's the next, but that's not a trade. Here's the next, that's not a trade. Now you can drop it to the 1 minute chart because you're in the European session. What the heck did I do? Lost my space. Oh, 1 minute probably doesn't have the data.
Yeah. Okay.
5 minute has it? Yeah, 5 minute has it. Okay, so you drop it over here and you say, where's my trade? Here's my trade. Okay, now if I'm trading the 4 hour trend, I have a yellow ball up here, okay, on the 5 minute, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the zigzag line.
Yes.
And I'm back on the 4 saying, where's my exit? My entry was there. Here's the first possible exit, right? Where it starts to turn blue.
Yes.
Go back to the 5. Here's my zigzag line, dropped right here. I got 16 bars that I need to, 48 bars on the 5 minute to simulate a 4 hour chart, right?
Right.
So if I go to the 4 hour and draw the line here, this is what I'm looking at between these 2 bars on the 5 minute. This is the 48 bars, okay? This is the 4 hour bar.
Mm-hmm.
Here, 9 o'clock to 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Tell me, what would you do? You see your H3 is already out of sync. Here's my stop. If this structure is broken, here's my stop. This structure never gets broken. So at the least, I'm making 70 pips, right? At the most, I'm making 100 pips. You see how I'm playing that? That makes sense?
Yes.
Now, at this point, I'm looking for longs again, right? Because I got a blue ball down here on the 4 hour. Okay, where's my, let's say I'm not trading this part. Come in here. Where's my long?
At the bottom. No.
Here's my long. $17 pip stop loss. It's just outside my tolerance. I can tighten it up a little bit. Put it pretty snug. Let me make sure I have the right close. So this is 13 pip stop loss, right? I'm making sense here.
Yeah. H3 is not agreeing. What do you think about this?
Okay, so AC didn't agree. Now what? Our trade, right? A3 probably started to properly agree over here, right? H3, H4, H1 is probably not set, but I'm more inclined for a 4 hour for these two heat sync, and then getting a fresh cross in the 15, right? So let's say this is the trade. See if I got the right. Holy cow, this is our trade. 30 per stop loss. No way, right? So what do? I wait for the next setup. Next setup, It's right here. And there's my stop, still same stop loss. 15 pips, just within my tolerance level. What do you think?
Yeah, yeah. We didn't trade today, so let's do it.
I'm just taking into the nitty gritty of how we.
Yeah. I'm saying for this trading day.
All right. So now I'm back on the 4, right?
Mm-hmm.
Here's my trade with a stop loss. Stop loss is never threatened, right?
Mm-hmm.
Where's my exit? Here's my first possible exit, right?
Yeah.
And it's already starting to turn red.
Mm-hmm.
Just move this here. Okay.
Yeah.
Let me know if you guys disagree with anything you see. Now, here's a possible exit, right?
Yes.
Let's just take that
Mm-hmm.
and say, okay. Holy cow, why do I keep doing that? Put it in between. 5 minutes. Here's my exit, right?
Mm-hmm.
H3 had turned red. H10 had started to turn red. Let's say, okay, I don't want to sit through this. That's 74 pips, right? Within a day. Okay.
Okay.
Back on the 4. Starts to turn blue.
Mm-hmm.
Go back to the 5.
Yeah.
Here's my entry. Start not in sync, right? So I got to wait. My trading session is over. I don't get an entry. Go to the next day. Here's my sync. Here's my entry. If I went too fast, let me know. If I'm going too fast, let me know, okay?
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yes.
That's your entry. Here's your stop, right?
Yeah.
14 pips. Back on my 4. Here's my exit, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
4. Okay. So, oops. My entry. Let's see what it does over here. They're still in sync, right? These two. The 3 and the 10 stay in. And they start to get out of sync somewhere in here.
So you would look at H4 for exit as well to be
Well,
sure.
on the H4, it's already turning red,
Yeah.
right?
Okay.
So I'm now back over here, and it was somewhere in here, right? It was both were blue. These things.
Yeah.
So I know at some point I have to exit in here. This is my area of exit.
Mm-hmm.
I can exit right away and say, okay, I made my 85 pips. I'm happy with that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or I can look at the price action and say, I've got blue bars. Here's my red bar. This is where I exit. It's up to you. That's trader's discretion. That's 134 pips. Okay.
Yeah.
Back on the 4. Now you're looking for a short trade. Take this out. I mean, you're looking for a long trade here. Or you're looking for a short trade here, right? Actually, sorry. So you're trying to go short here, right?
Yeah.
You're going to trade this retrace.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not tracking how much. Is somebody writing down how much we made? I think it was 80 here, or 100 here, 80 here, something like 100 here and 80 here, right? So like 360 pips already. Well, we haven't made that. So 100, 200, 280 so far. The estimate.
Mhm.
Down to the 5.
Estoy
Okay,
escuchando.
I'm looking for a short. End of the day. No, not trading that. Go to the next day. Don't have a sync. Don't have a sync. Not really. So this was my exit. So I didn't make anything. Right?
Mhm.
I'm back on a long. Where's my sync? This is not a trade. Could be a trade, but probably not a trade. $18 pips. No, not a trade. Where's my next setup? It's probably not set here. So this is my next setup, right?
Mhm.
This
Yeah,
is
maybe
probably
too much. Okay.
Huh?
Too much again.
Maybe too tight a stop loss.
Okay.
It's 4 hours. Yeah, I'll just put it over here. Still within my tolerance, just outside, 16 or 17 pips.
Couldn't
Okay.
you have it a little higher, tighter to this bottom, next bottom?
Over here.
Yeah,
If you do that,
yeah. Risking too much. For too big risk.
13 pips.
Yeah.
Okay, fine. Let's do that. You almost get taken out over here, depending on your spreads. And where's my line? Yeah. See, you're almost taken out, but you're not quite taken out, right? Twice.
Mhm.
So you have to sit tight on this. But you're only risking 13 pips. You're already up 280 pips.
Mhm.
You're back in the game here. And again, you're looking. And now these are all opportunities for add-ons, by the way. Here's an add-on. Here's an add-on. Okay, if you want to. And you look over here and say, okay, I'm already up at this point. 130 pips. I haven't even looked at the 5 minute, right? I'm still on the 4 because I don't have any indication of it taking me out. If it had taken me out over here, I would be looking for another long, right?
Mhm.
Keep going, keep going. And here's the blue ball that shows up on this bar, but it's still blue, right? Now I'm dropping to the 5 minute and saying, okay. What's going to happen? I'm expecting it to retrace, but this is still blue.
Mhm.
So I go to the 5 minute, start looking at my price action. They're out of sync. Here's my channel. You see how I drew my channel?
Yes.
Let's see from here. Because these two are out of sync, I know the price action is going to go sideways. So I can sit through that, right? I mean, it's a 40 pip channel, but I'm up something like, how much am I up? Almost 300 pips. Am I sweating the 40 pips?
No.
Really, my stop loss at this point is going to be moved under this, right?
Right.
Somewhere in there. And this is locking in 270 pips. So let's see what happens on the 5 minute. What happened? Come on. So you're right under the channel where you put your stop. And now you're not paying attention, right? And if this broke out of the channel, you'd probably be out over here. There's a couple of pips. But it got taken out over here. System took you out. This came back into sync, so you know you're expecting a break of this channel at some point. You see how I'm reading my charts?
Mm-hmm.
Is it making sense?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So let's go back to the 4. I'm up here. Now this blue ball, you can say probably moved. And you could have had an exit over here. And then you got back in for this final leg. Okay, so it could be a breakdown, right? So since this is the final history, we don't see that where the blue ball actually moved. Okay, so just be aware of that. So, I mean, even here, you would have made 140 pips, and then got in somewhere in here and made your 100 and some pips. So you're making 100 pips at a time. Okay.
Okay.
Now you're looking for shorts from this point. Waiting for it to get in sync. This is outside trading hours. Go to the next day. Get into sync here. Let's say over here. Give it a little bit time. Uh, 15, 16 pip stop loss. Probably define that on the 1 minute. And you're back on the 4. And you're saying, okay, what's happening on the 4? I got a blue ball here. This is still red. Do I stay in? Do I get out? That's the decision you have to make, right? Because now it's no longer in sync to go around, right?
Mm.
But if you look at the 5 minute, you probably have the H3 and H10 out of sync here. 5 minute. Right there. Notice clock is ticking. So you're out of sync. Here's your channel.
Okay.
Your stop is up there. Your entry was here. You're probably panicking through this and saying, oh God, oh God, oh God.
Yeah.
All right. So you're probably getting out somewhere over here, but it's okay. Still made some pips. This is a retracement anyway. And then go short again. 6. And saying, I should have stayed in. Wow. Could have made the same amount of pips. Now you're back on the 4. And you say, okay, this is a blue ball here. Starts to turn blue here. Look at the 5 minute. Asian session. Sync. Here's my entry. Here's my stop.
Mhm.
7 pips. Back to the 4. And probably get taken out. Almost got taken out, right? Let's see if we ever get taken out. Not quite, right? So the 4 hour now start getting red bars right there. Go back to the 5. Is this making it any easier, or am I making it more complicated for you?
No, it's good. Thank you.
Okay.
So here's where it gets out of sync. Again, you draw your channel. Back to the 4. Stop loss is moved up here. You've locked in. I can't read it, sorry. 93 pips. You're looking at the 5, you're saying, okay. Your stop loss is here. So it's about 95 pips. You're looking at this now to make a decision. Somewhere in here. You have your channel set because of this getting out of sync. Now it's back in sync over here. Somewhere in here. And you're saying, well, I'm no longer long. 4 hours starting to give me red bars on the oscillator. Should I get out over here? Let's say you do. I mean, just say you move your stop loss up during this time frame. Here, then here, then somewhere in here. Let's say that's your exit.
Hey guys, how's everybody doing?
Hey,
Santiago.
Hi, Santiago.
Hey,
and that is your 114 pips. Is all this making sense?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's how you trade the trend on the 4 hour, on the 5 minute. You do the same thing down here.
so
So this one would have been a short. Go ahead.
how many of you guys think we should just take the balls out of the lower time frames? Does it make it a lot easier for you guys? Don't have to think about it.
Maybe we could put zigzag. It's easier to follow. I don't know what you think.
What you're saying is, does it make it easier for you not to have the balls on the lower time frames? Like this chart. There's no balls.
Mm.
So it doesn't confuse you. You know, oh, I've got a freaking 2 ball here, or a 3 ball here, or 1 ball here is too close to my entry. Should I take this entry or not? This is what happened to Len this morning, right? He didn't take his entry because the 2 ball was there or whatever. This takes the bias out of the balls. We're just trading the indicators at that point based on the 4 hour trend. And the zigzag, I'm just showing you there's a 3 ball.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
It helped.
Costas, what do you think?
I think for the first period, we need to be as much clear and simple we can in order to catch the philosophy behind the system. And as we take more experience, we can make our charts more precise.
I don't know how much more precise I can be, but I've shown you exactly what to do.
I mean to put the balls, the other balls below the 4 hour time frame.
You don't need them. You don't need the freaking balls. That's what I'm trying to tell you. right?
Yes.
I just showed you how to trade it without the balls. You're trading on the 4 hour, taking your entry on the 5 minute, and just following on the 4 hour with the oscillator. That's it.
I will probably keep only the 4 hour balls now in order to avoid confusing my thinking.
Right. The balls
We
are
keep
just
the
for
4 hour. Yeah.
the balls are just for entry, right? I mean, this ball will also move, right? And this zigzag line, the yellow line, this probably wasn't there at all, but while this was doing its thing, right?
Yes.
Till the yellow ball appeared somewhere up here. So like this, there is no zigzag line, which means this is not set. This can be taken out. This is about to be taken out, as a matter of fact. You can see that line.
So you say, Costa, are you saying to put a the 4 hour ball on the lower time frame? Is that what you're trying to say?
It doesn't. We don't need to do that. We only need. I think for myself, I'm talking for myself. I need to when I look the lower time frames, not to see other time frames balls. We only need the 4 hour ball for our experience for now, I think.
Yeah, he's basically saying what I'm showing them is sufficient.
Yes.
For our ball with the oscillator, and then have nothing on the lower time frames to take the entries. The entries is still what we are saying the entries are, but you don't have the balls on the 5 minute to confuse us.
Yeah.
That's what I think I'm hearing.
Yes, that is the meaning.
We can try this approach and see how it works.
Well, will take the question about the balls out. I mean, this latest trend, you're going short. You're not doing longs here. You're just going short.
No, yeah.
You move that to the 5
minutes. This is easy to follow.
Yeah, all you're doing is where does it sync up? It's outside hours, right?
Mm-hmm.
You come in the next day. Is there a sync? It's the earliest sync you get. Here's your entry. Here's the stop loss. Go back to the 4. Do you get taken out over here? So let's take a look. Almost, not quite, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So in the meantime, you have add-ons if you want, as many add-ons as you want. So I'm basically concentrating on one pair with a trend as 100 pips this morning. That's it, just based on the 4 hour ball. This ball. Now I'm getting a 2 hour ball, but I mean a 2 ball, where the oscillator is still telling me I'm short. So this 2 ball could move, take this 3 ball out, and keep moving down. My trend is still short, even though the zigzag line is not there. Does that make sense?
Yes.
I know I went fast on this trend. I mean, I probably cherry-picked this trend. You take anything, I don't have enough data to show you the whole thing, but let's take another pair. Let's take a pair that doesn't move as much. Which one? Euro USD, let's say. Right? Did I not type in the right symbol? There we go. There we go. This one moved only 143 pips, but the concept doesn't change. This puts in an additional wrinkle, right?
Mm-hmm.
Blue ball, blue ball, two ball, one ball, two ball. But it's still the same. You go ball to ball, ball to ball, ball to ball, ball to ball. So let's take this piece here. I'm seeing a two ball with a red, right?
Mm-hmm.
Go back to the 5 minute. And I'm just looking for a sink now on the H3 and H10. Will I get a sink here? Historically, yes, but factually, probably somewhere here. And that's probably my entry right there. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
It's probably flip-flopping between blue and red. So let me make sure I get the right. And here's the stuff. It can be here or you can space. You can put it up here. So 6 pip stop loss. Back on the 4 hour. Get my blue ball, one ball here, but it's still red, right? But it's giving me the caution anyway, right?
Right.
Back on the 5 minute. Now I'm under caution, and the H3 goes out of sync right here. What is the first thing I do when this goes out of sync?
Throw box.
Here's my exit. Broke the box. 15 pips. Retrace. It's not as exciting as the pound yen, believe me. But then you start looking for longs, right? From this point on, say, okay, take this box out. Wait. Looking for a long. Where is the sink? So here's my entry. Nope. Here's my entry. No, won't happen there. I mean, that is an entry signal, but here's the entry, right?
Yes.
Wasn't there an entry at the beginning of Asian? There was a sink. Oh, the stuff was too big to get there around here.
Well, the H10 was red.
Oh, okay. Yeah, okay. So.
That's why I skipped it.
Yeah, okay. So.
Right.
Look,
so
I don't know. Just think.
Now you're back in a long trade, but it's a one ball retracement. You're not going to expect much out of this. Let's go to the H4. We should be actually going short, not long. So we're in the wrong direction. Okay. No signal here. I mean, this was probably flip-flopping, blue and red. Got set over here. And you go to your stop loss. Oh God, it hit my stop loss. I lost a whole 5 pips. All right, so we are still in a short, right? Still looking for shorts. Come on. This is a sideways market. H3 probably flip-flopping. Let's go to the next day. There's my entry right there. There's my stop loss. I'm telling you the swing trading, okay? I mean, you can do this with active trading. It's the same situation, right? As long as you know how to manage your stop loss, you should be fine. Okay, go to the H4. And here's a red ball. Now you can start looking for an exit. Gets out of sync, oh, it's in sync here. So your exit is here somewhere. Say over here. And you made 16 pips. So you lost 5, made 16. Now you're looking for loss.
But if we're making using manager, we lost 1 air on this 5 pips.
Okay.
But we got 3 air here, so we are plus 2 air.
All right. This is a possible trade. Let's see what the H4 is doing. H4 is still red, so we're not in the trade yet. This is where it starts to turn blue. And then 5. I'm gonna start taking trades in here. Say somewhere here. 15 pip stop loss. I mean, you can obviously refine this on the 1 minute. Just staying on the 5. Back to the 4. Here's your entry. And there's your possible exit right there. So let's push it a little bit. There we go. We got out of sync over here. What do?
Box.
We're looking for an entry, I mean an exit, right? So our stop loss is at this point, moved up here, 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 and that's it. That's our exit. Ah, 62 pips. Back on the 4. And now we're looking for shorts. Back and forth, back and forth. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
There you go. That's the system for you. You want to utilize the 4-hour swings
Yeah.
to trade. Either whether you want to do a swing trade, a day trade, makes no difference. All you're looking for is a direction on the 4-hour, and you apply your style, trading style, in that direction, with the added benefit of risk management and account management. Make sense?
Yes.
Almost 5 o'clock. So are we ending the session, or I don't know how to close this, but
I think I'm going to call it quits. I'm falling asleep here. So thanks, Raj. That helped
Sure.
a lot.
no problem.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you.
It was a great help.
No problem. I don't know how to close the recording.
I can try. I don't.
From
Oh, stop the recording.